All right, so today we're going to be doing a deep dive on how to prep for an optician interview.
Okay.
And, whether you are just starting out or maybe you're aiming for, one of those senior roles.
Right.
We're going to be going over a bunch of RoleCatcher resources today.
Yes.
We've got career guides, interview guides, and even some insights into how AI can help tailor your application.
Very cool.
So you ready to nail this thing?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, perfect.
Let's empower our listeners to shine in those interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we jump into the questions, I did find this fascinating.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's data highlights active listening as the key skill for opticians.
Wow.
Apparently, it accounts for a whopping 57% of their success.
Interesting.
Who knew listening was that powerful?
It really is.
Wow.
Opticians aren't just technicians. They're building trust and understanding what the patient truly needs.
All right.
That all starts with listening carefully.
Yeah, so for those just starting out, what exactly does an optician do? We all know they fit glasses, but what else?
Yeah, well, you're correcting vision problems, working with prescriptions from ophthalmologists and optometrists.
Okay.
It's a lot more than just picking out frames. You're truly making a difference in people's lives.
Right. Yeah.
And-
In the work environment,
Yeah.
what can someone expect?
Think optical stores, clinics, maybe even hospitals.
Okay.
Pretty comfy settings overall, though you might be on your feet a bit and doing some lifting.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those listening who are thinking, hey, this sounds pretty good, why should they seriously consider this career?
Well, the job security is fantastic.
Good.
As the population ages, demand for eye care services is only going up.
Uh-huh.
Plus, helping people see better.
Yeah.
That's gotta be rewarding.
That's true.
Yeah.
Any downsides
Oh, yeah.
to consider before jumping in?
Definitely.
Big
There's a
time.
lot of education and training involved.
Right.
Sometimes you'll be dealing with repetitive tasks.
Yeah.
Then let's not forget, you will encounter those difficult patients.
Right? Good point. But
Yeah.
hey, nothing worth having comes easy, right?
Exactly.
So let's dive into some of those interview questions that might trip you up straight from RoleCatcher's guide.
Sounds good.
And remember, we'll sprinkle in those career insights and AI tips along the way.
Yes.
Ready to tackle the first one?
Let's do it. Bring on the questions.
Okay, first up, can you describe your experience fitting and adjusting eyeglasses and contact lenses?
Okay.
This one seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
But what's the interviewer really looking for?
They want to see if you actually know your stuff.
Okay.
Don't just give a generic answer.
Right.
Show them you understand the technical side by sharing specific examples.
So what kind of examples would really impress them?
Talk about how you choose the right eyewear for different face shapes, how you make sure the fit is comfortable, and even mention challenges you faced maybe with progressive lenses and how you solve them.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's AI actually helps you tailor these examples to the specific job. So if they're looking for someone with strong contact lens fitting experience,
Right.
it'll highlight that in your prep.
Oh, that's super helpful.
Yeah.
And speaking of helpful, what about follow questions? What if they start digging deeper?
They might ask about specific techniques, like how do you determine pupillary distance, or what do you do if a patient keeps complaining about their glasses slipping?
Oh, guy. Yeah.
Be prepared to go beyond the basics.
Great advice. Now, what are some absolute don'ts when answering this question? What would make them instantly hit the reject button?
Don't exaggerate your experience or act like an expert in something you're not.
Okay.
Be honest and focus on what you do know well.
Got it.
Oh, and never say fitting is easy or boring.
Wait.
It shows a lack of respect for the craft.
Yeah. Okay, before we move on, I think this is a good place to weave in some of those career insights from RoleCatcher's guide.
Yep.
They break down an optician's career into 3 stages, right?
Exactly. Entry level, junior, and senior.
Right.
Each stage has its own responsibilities and challenges.
Okay.
For example, at the entry level, you'll be mostly assisting senior opticians, mastering the fundamentals.
So this first question about fitting and adjusting is something you'd likely be asked at all those stages.
Yes.
But the expectations would change.
Right.
At the senior level, they'd expect you to be like a pro, maybe even mentoring others.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That's why RoleCatcher's AI is so helpful.
Okay.
It analyzes the job description and tailors the feedback accordingly.
Wow.
If it's a senior role, it'll push you to showcase leadership skills and in-depth knowledge.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, ready to tackle the next interview question?
Yeah.
This one seems a bit trickier.
Bring it on. I'm sure we can unpack it together.
Okay, so it's, what are some of the most common eye-related issues that customers come to you with?
Okay.
Seems simple enough.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing there's more to it than just listing eye conditions.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
What's fascinating here is they're also testing your customer interaction skills. Can you explain these conditions clearly and empathetically to someone who doesn't know the jargon?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So how should someone approach this without sounding like they're reading from a textbook?
Start with the common ones: nearsightedness, farsightedness, astigmatism,
Okay.
but then briefly explain each one in simple terms.
Got it.
Imagine you're talking to a friend who knows nothing about eyes.
So like myopia or nearsightedness is when you can see things up close, but things far away are blurry. We can fix that with glasses or contacts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Clear, concise, and relatable.
Okay.
And don't forget to mention presbyopia.
Oh, yeah.
It's that age-related condition where people need reading glasses.
Right.
It's super common, especially as the population gets older. Remember what we said about job security?
Yeah. Good tie-in.
Yeah.
Now, what about follow-up questions?
Mm-hmm.
What might they ask to see if you can really handle those customer interactions?
They might ask, how would you explain astigmatism to a child? Or, what do you do if a customer is confused about their prescription?
Oh, that's good.
This is where practicing your explanations out loud can really help. And guess what?
Boy.
RoleCatcher has a video practice feature with AI analysis that can give you feedback on how clearly you're communicating.
Wow, they really have thought of everything.
Yeah.
All right, any don'ts for this question?
What?
What should people avoid saying?
Definitely avoid medical jargon.
Okay,
No need to impress them with fancy terms they won't understand.
got it.
Keep it simple and focus on showing you can communicate effectively with everyday people.
Great advice. Ready to tackle question number 3.
Always. Let's see what they throw at us next.
Okay, here it is. How do you stay current with the latest trends and technology in the opticianry field?
Okay.
This one seems less about technical skills and more about showing your passion for the field.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
This is where they're trying to see if you're genuinely interested in opticianry or just looking for a paycheck.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you showcase that passion?
On
What would impress them?
Talk about your proactive approach to learning.
Right.
Mention professional journals, you read conferences, you've attended online courses, you've taken even specific websites or blogs, you follow anything that shows you're actively seeking out new information.
For example?
You could say, I'm a big fan of Name of Opticianary Journal, and I'm currently taking a course on specific new technology or lens type. I also love following Name of Optician influencer on social media.
Oh, I like that.
They always have the latest scoop.
Yeah, that's good. It sounds genuine.
Right.
And it shows you're truly interested in the field.
Yeah.
And again, RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify which trends and technologies are most relevant to the specific job you're applying for.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like having a personalized cheat sheet for each interview.
Wow. Now, what about those tricky follow-up questions? Any ideas what they might ask to dig a little deeper?
They might ask about a recent advancement in the field and how you see it impacting your work.
Okay.
Or they could ask how you would research and evaluate a new product before recommending it to a customer.
That's interesting.
This is where having a few specific examples in mind can really come in handy.
Right. Okay. And what are some absolute don'ts when answering this question? What would make them question your commitment to the field?
Whatever you do, don't say you're not interested in keeping up with the latest developments.
Okay.
Opticianary is constantly evolving.
Right.
You need to show them you're eager to embrace those changes and stay ahead of the curve.
Solid advice. Ready to move on to the next question?
Bring it on.
This one is all about those tricky interpersonal skills.
Every job has its share of difficult situations, so let's see how we can help our listeners navigate those choppy waters.
Okay, here it is. How do you handle difficult customers or challenging situations in the workplace?
Oh,
Ugh, I can already feel the stress.
this one's a classic for a reason.
Okay.
They want to see how you handle conflict, maintain composure, and ultimately find a solution without losing your cool.
So it's all about demonstrating those soft skills that are so crucial in customer-facing roles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The key here is to showcase empathy and problem-solving skills.
Okay.
Remember, you're not just trying to win an argument, you're trying to create a positive experience for everyone involved.
Right. So how can our listeners approach this question in a way that really highlights those qualities?
The best way is to share a specific example from your past experience.
Okay.
Describe the situation, the customer's concerns, and the steps you took to address them.
Got it.
Don't just say, I'm good at handling difficult people.
Right.
Show them how you do it.
Can we have a sample scenario to illustrate this?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Let's say a customer was unhappy with the fit of their new glasses, even after multiple adjustments.
Oh, yeah.
You could say, I started by acknowledging their frustration and really listening to understand their specific concerns.
Okay.
Then I double-checked the measurements, explained the limitations of adjustments, and explored alternative solutions, maybe a different frame style or lens type.
Right.
By staying patient and focused on finding a resolution, I was able to turn their negative experience into a positive one.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
It shows you can handle pressure, think on your feet, and ultimately prioritize the customer's needs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't forget, RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify potential follow-up questions based on your specific example.
So they might ask something like, what if the customer had been really rude or aggressive? How would you have handled that?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's all about anticipating those tough follow-ups and having a clear and concise answer ready.
All right. Any don'ts for this question? What should people avoid saying at all costs?
Never badmouth a previous customer or employer, even if you had a legitimate reason to be upset.
Right.
It reflects poorly on your professionalism.
Okay.
And avoid vague statements like, I'm a people person.
Yeah.
Show, don't tell.
Good advice. This feels like a good place to pause for now.
Okay.
We've covered some really important interview questions, sprinkled in career insights, and even touched on how RoleCatcher's AI can help you prepare.
Yeah.
Ready to dive into the next batch of questions in part 2?
Absolutely. Let's continue empowering our listeners to ace those optician interviews.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's pick up where we left off.
Okay.
Remember, we're tackling those tricky interview questions you might encounter on your journey to becoming an optician.
You bet. We've already covered some pretty tough ones.
Right.
But I have a feeling there are even more challenges waiting for us in this next batch.
You're absolutely right. Interviewers love to throw curveballs to see how you think on your feet.
Okay.
But don't worry, we've got you covered.
Perfect. Now let's see what this next question is.
Okay.
How do you ensure that customers are satisfied with their eyewear purchase?
Okay.
This one seems all about customer service excellence, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. They want to see that you're not just focused on making a sale,
Right.
but on building lasting relationships and exceeding expectations.
Okay.
Remember, happy customers are repeat customers.
Right.
And that's what keeps a business thriving.
Yeah, so it's about the long game, not just the transaction. How can our listeners show that they understand this crucial aspect of the optician's role?
Highlight your personalized approach to customer care.
Okay.
Talk about actively listening to understand their needs,
Right.
providing clear explanations and recommendations, and going the extra mile to ensure their comfort and satisfaction.
For example.
You could say, I believe in treating each customer as an individual, not just a transaction.
Right.
I take the time to understand their lifestyle, visual needs, and personal preferences.
Okay.
I also make sure to explain the different options clearly and answer any questions they may have.
Got it.
After the purchase, I follow up to ensure they're happy with their new eyewear and make any necessary adjustments.
That's a great example. It shows that you're not just selling a product. You're building a relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify which customer service skills are most valued in the specific job you're applying for.
Yeah.
For example, if they emphasize patient education,
Right.
you can highlight your ability to explain complex concepts in a clear and understandable way.
That's so helpful. Now, let's brainstorm some potential follow-up questions they might ask to delve a little deeper into your customer service approach.
They might ask about a specific time when you went above and beyond for a customer.
Okay.
Or how you would handle a customer who is hesitant to make a decision.
Oh, that's a good one.
They could also ask about your approach to dealing with returns or exchanges.
Those are all great points. Okay. Any don'ts for this question?
Yeah.
What should people avoid saying when talking about customer satisfaction?
Avoid sounding scripted or robotic.
Right.
Authenticity is key.
Okay.
Customers can tell when you're genuinely trying to help them.
Yeah.
Also, don't make promises you can't keep.
Right.
Like guaranteeing perfect vision or instant satisfaction.
Got it.
Be realistic and honest.
Great advice. Okay. Ready for question number 6?
Yeah.
This one sounds like a chance to really shine.
I love it when they give us an opportunity to showcase our best qualities. Bring it on.
Okay, here it is. Could you describe a time when you went above and beyond to provide exceptional customer service?
Okay.
This is your chance to tell a story that really demonstrates your dedication to customer satisfaction.
Exactly. Choose a situation where you genuinely exceeded expectations, not just met them.
Okay.
It could be a time when you went out of your way to help a customer find the perfect pair of glasses,
Right.
resolved a complex issue, or simply made them feel heard and valued.
Can you give us an example of a compelling anecdote that would really impress the interviewer?
Sure, let's say you had a customer who needed specialized eyewear for a unique sport or hobby.
Okay.
You could say, I had a customer who was an avid cyclist and needed prescription sunglasses with specific features for optimal performance and protection.
Okay.
I went beyond our usual inventory, researched various brands and models, and contacted suppliers to find the perfect fit for their needs.
Wow.
They were incredibly grateful for the extra effort, and it solidified their trust in our store.
That's a fantastic story. It shows initiative, problem-solving skills, and a genuine commitment to customer satisfaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you analyze your story and identify potential areas for improvement.
Okay.
It might suggest adding more details about the customer's reaction or highlighting the specific skills you use to solve the problem.
Wow, that's so cool. It's like having a personal storytelling coach in your pocket.
Yeah.
Okay, any donuts for this question? What should people avoid doing when sharing their customer service hero moment?
Don't brag or embellish the story too much.
Right.
Keep it authentic and focus on the impact you had on the customer.
Okay.
Also, avoid choosing an example that doesn't demonstrate a significant level of effort or initiative.
Got it.
It needs to be something truly exceptional.
Good advice. All right, on to question number 7. This one might be a bit tricky depending on your level of experience and qualifications.
Oh, I bet this one's about the scope of practice, isn't it?
You're exactly right.
The line between optician and optometrist can sometimes get blurry.
Yeah, the question is, can you describe your experience with performing eye exams and diagnosing eye-related issues?
Okay.
This is where it's crucial to understand the legal boundaries of your role and answer accordingly.
Absolutely. Be honest and transparent about your qualifications and experience.
Okay.
If you're not legally allowed to perform comprehensive eye exams or make diagnoses, state that up front.
Right.
Don't oversell your skills. It could backfire.
So what's the best approach for those who are still in training or haven't reached that level of certification yet?
Acknowledge the limitations of your current role while emphasizing your eagerness to learn and expand your skills.
Okay.
You could say something like, while I'm not yet qualified to perform comprehensive eye exams, I'm currently pursuing my certification in Mention Relevant certification, and I'm eager to gain more experience in this area.
That shows initiative and a commitment to professional development, which are always great qualities to highlight.
Exactly. And remember, RoleCatcher's career guides can provide valuable insights into the specific skills and certifications required for different levels of opticianry.
Right.
This can help you tailor your answer to the specific job you're applying for.
Now, let's say someone does have experience in this area.
Right.
Maybe they've completed additional training or hold a specific certification.
Yeah.
How should they approach this question?
They should definitely highlight those credentials.
Okay.
Mention the specific tests you're trained to administer,
Got it.
the equipment you're proficient in using, and any relevant certifications you hold.
Okay.
But even then, it's important to emphasize that these skills are always used under the supervision of a licensed optometrist or ophthalmologist.
Can we have an example of how someone with additional training could answer this question effectively?
Sure. Let's say you're certified to perform basic vision screenings.
Okay.
You could say, while I'm not a licensed optometrist, I am certified to perform visual acuity tests, measure pupillary distance, and screen for color blindness. I'm also proficient in using an autorefractor to obtain preliminary refractive data. However, I always emphasize to customers that these screenings are not a substitute for a comprehensive eye exam by a qualified professional.
That's a great example. It showcases your skills while also demonstrating a clear understanding of your scope of practice and ethical boundaries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your response and identify potential areas for improvement.
Okay.
For example, it might suggest adding more details about specific procedures you've performed or highlighting the safety protocols you follow.
Okay, any don'ts for this question? What should people avoid saying at all costs, especially when it comes to the sensitive area of eye exams and diagnoses?
Never claim to have expertise you don't possess.
Right.
Or downplay the importance of comprehensive eye exams by licensed professionals.
Got it.
It's about staying within your lane while demonstrating your knowledge and skills. And remember, honesty is always the best policy.
Great advice. Okay, before we move on to the final question in this section, I want to touch on something you mentioned earlier, the importance of staying updated in this field.
Right?
It seems like opticianry is constantly evolving with new technologies and trends emerging all the time.
You're absolutely right. Opticians need to be lifelong learners to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Remember, what was cutting edge 5 years ago might be outdated today.
Right.
It's our responsibility to stay informed and offer our customers the best possible care.
And that's where RoleCatcher's resources can be so valuable, right?
Exactly.
They provide access to the latest industry news, research, and training opportunities.
Their platform is a treasure trove of information for anyone who wants to stay ahead in the exciting world of opticianry.
Right.
And their AI can even help you identify areas where you might need to brush up on your knowledge based on the specific job you're applying for.
That's incredible.
Ah.
Okay, ready to tackle the final question in this section.
Bring it on. Every aspect of the job is important, even the less glamorous ones.
Okay, here it is. Can you describe your experience with managing inventory and ordering supplies? This one might seem less exciting than talking about customer interactions or fancy new technologies.
Right.
But it's crucial for ensuring smooth operations and customer satisfaction.
You're absolutely right. Without proper inventory management, everything grinds to a halt.
Right.
You can't fit glasses if you don't have the right lenses in stock.
Yeah.
And you can't conduct eye exams if you run out of contact lens solution.
Of course.
It's all connected.
So what are they looking for in your response to this question? What kind of skills and qualities should you highlight?
They want to see that you're organized, detail-oriented, and able to handle the logistical aspects of the job.
Got it.
They're looking for someone who can keep track of stock levels, anticipate demand, and ensure that everything runs smoothly behind the scenes.
So it's all about showcasing those operational skills that are essential for any well-run business.
Exactly.
How can our listeners demonstrate these qualities effectively?
Highlight your experience with inventory management systems. Ordering procedures and stock control techniques mention any specific software or tools you've used.
Okay.
If you've implemented any systems to improve efficiency or reduce waste, definitely mention that.
For example.
You could say, in my previous role, I was responsible for managing inventory using name of inventory software.
Right.
I implemented a system for tracking stock levels, forecasting demand, and placing timely orders to avoid shortages.
Okay.
I also conducted regular inventory audits to ensure accuracy and minimize waste.
That's a great example. It shows that you understand the importance of inventory management and have the skills to handle it effectively. Now, let's brainstorm some potential follow-up questions they might ask to explore this further.
They might ask about a time when you had to deal with a supply shortage, or how you would go about negotiating with suppliers for better pricing or terms.
That's interesting.
They could also ask about your experience with implementing new inventory management systems or training others on proper procedures.
Those are all great points.
Okay.
Any don't talks for this question? What should people avoid saying when talking about inventory management?
Don't downplay the importance of inventory management or suggest that it's beneath you.
Okay.
It's a crucial aspect of the optician's role and requires a specific skill set.
Got it.
Also avoid vague statements like, I'm good at keeping things organized.
Yeah.
Provide concrete examples of your skills and experience, just like we did with the previous questions.
Great advice. Now, before we move on to the next section, I want to take a moment to talk about something that can really make a difference in your interview preparation.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's AI-powered tools.
Absolutely. These tools can be game changers.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to tailoring your answers to the specific job you're applying for.
Let's dive into that a bit more. After a quick break, we'll be back in a flash to explore the amazing world of AI and how it can help you ace those optician interviews. Okay, so we're back and ready to explore how RoleCatcher's AI can be like your secret weapon in those optician interviews. I'm especially intrigued by this AI feedback feature. It's like having a personal coach analyzing your every word.
It's pretty amazing. Remember all those potential follow-up questions we discussed?
Oh, yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI anticipates those too.
Really?
It helps you identify gaps in your answers and suggests ways to strengthen your responses so you're prepared for anything they throw at you.
So it's not just about memorizing answers.
No.
It's about developing a deep understanding of what the interviewers are really looking for and tailoring your responses accordingly.
Exactly. And the best part is the AI provides personalized feedback based on the specific job description.
Oh, wow.
It's like having a custom-made study guide for each interview.
So let's say I'm applying for a senior optician position. Would the AI feedback focus more on leadership skills and management experience?
Absolutely. It would analyze the job description and highlight those key areas, suggesting you incorporate examples that demonstrate your ability to lead a team, make strategic decisions, and mentor junior opticians.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like having a virtual interview consultant in your pocket, guiding you every step of the way.
And don't forget the video practice feature with AI analysis.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You can record yourself answering interview questions and get feedback on your body language, tone of voice, and overall delivery. It's like having a mock interview with an expert, but in the comfort of your own home.
Wow, RoleCatcher really has thought of everything to help you nail those interviews.
They really have.
Okay, so before we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I want to take a step back and revisit those career stages we talked about earlier.
Right.
It's clear that the expectations and responsibilities evolve significantly as you progress from entry level to senior optician.
You're absolutely right. Remember, at the entry level, it's all about mastering the fundamentals, assisting senior opticians, learning the ropes, and building a solid foundation.
Right. And then as you move into a junior optician role, you start taking on more independence, handling more complex tasks, and even mentoring those who are just starting out.
Exactly. You're building your expertise, expanding your knowledge, and developing those crucial problem-solving skills. And don't forget, RoleCatcher's career guides provide detailed insights into the skills and experience required for each stage, along with inspiring examples from real opticians.
And finally, you reach the pinnacle of your career, the senior optician.
Right.
You're the leader of the pack, overseeing the entire dispensary, mentoring your team and tackling the most challenging cases.
It's a position of great responsibility and reward.
Yeah.
Senior opticians are the backbone of the optical industry, ensuring that customers receive the highest quality care and that the business thrives.
So it's clear that a career in opticianry offers a path for continuous growth and learning.
Yes.
And with RoleCatcher's resources and AI-powered tools, that journey becomes even more exciting and accessible.
Absolutely.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into prepping for optician interviews.
All right.
We've covered a lot today, from those tricky questions to the different career stages you might encounter.
Yes, we have.
Big thanks to RoleCatcher for providing those awesome resources.
Definitely.
And, of course, to you out there for listening.
Thanks for listening.
We hope this has helped you feel more prepared and confident as you, go and take your next steps toward a fulfilling career in opticianry.
Best of luck out there.
All right, take care.